Hey guys, welcome back to this amazing channel. My name is Lady Jenster. Wednesday, I normally talk about careers, the corporate workplace, and everything related to professional matters. Yeah, so today I want to talk about resigning professionally and respectably. For those of us who follow me, here we cannot just wake up and resign. We have to do it professionally. People who resign abruptly are people who don't work in professional setups. Casual workers are allowed to just wake up one day and decide you will no longer be employed. But if you are in the corporate world, you cannot just resign because it's unethical. And also, the grounds for resigning matters. How will you resign and disappear without notifying your employer, and your pension is there? You have some dues that are supposed to be paid. You want to be referred for your next job. You want to use these people as your referees. So let's dive into how you can resign in the best way possible without having to burn bridges. You've been attending interviews and praying God that you get the job. And finally, you receive a call from the HR on the other side that you've been successful. So, what next? Why did you resign? Why did you want to look for a job in the first place? Is it because you are frustrated? Is it because you're looking for growth? Or is it because you want more money? So, the grounds for your resigning determine the procedure in which you're going to follow. So, once you need to call yourself a meeting and decide, anyway, for me, I'm considering these options. I want to go. I've decided I don't want to work here anymore. Or if this and this is done, if they increase my pay up to this amount, or if they change my title from a junior to senior, then I can consider staying. So call yourself a meeting and decide, is the other job right for you? Because at times, you may be looking for more money, but it means you'll be working for more hours. Are you looking into compromising spending time or having more extra time with little pay? So if you confirm the benefits are in order and the salary is okay, even before you notify your current employer that you're resigning, sign the letter. Sign the letter, Huko, because normally they'll give you like 7 days to decide. So if the offer is acceptable to you, take it up and put it on hold. Depending on the company you're working for, there is a notice period, probably 1 month, others give 2 weeks. Others say if you have leave days, you can utilize your leave days and we're still going to pay you. So you've done those calculations and you've seen, if I were to leave this job, I should be able to report in my new place in the next 2 weeks or in the next 1 month. So sign the letter before you come to this other end and announce. Sign and keep it to yourself. Private and confidential. Otherwise, if you don't sign, they may give the offer to another person, or watu wanaweza kuharibia. So signing huko ikae ikingoja your reporting day as you come back. Some organizations, especially NGOs and non-profit making organizations, have a policy where you can resign immediately, but then you pay back to the company 1 month salary. Others will say you have to give us a notice of 30 days before you quit, so that we also have time to get a replacement and also have time to audit you. So that one is going to guide how you write your resignation letter. In a case where you're supposed to serve a notice of 2 weeks or a month, or where you utilize your leave days, you come and draft your letter saying you've been grateful for working in this organization, and put your title in the resignation letter from this period. Say I intend to give a 1 month notice and then I'll utilize my 12 leave days. So my last working day is going to be this particular date. And basically that is it about the resignation letter. Then hand it over to the relevant person, be it your boss or be it the HR, or if you have maybe an ERP system where you're supposed to update such records, put it in writing, and you make sure you've CC'd your boss, and never write anything negative in that resignation letter. As much as possible, try to praise them. You have to be very political. You have to show that you're not living on a bad note, even if it is. Pretend during this last phase of your time, because it can make or break you. Are we together? Remember, just because you're resigning doesn't mean you now start showing attitude. You stop working, you work half-heartedly, you start coming to work late because kwani watakupeleka wapi? No. Be very professional even during your last days. There's a Kikuyu saying which says, the end of something is far much better compared to the beginning. How you end your career at a particular organization matters more compared to how you joined. So start handing over your work. If there's any pending job you need to complete, kindly complete it. And because you're going to be paid even for this time you're serving your notice, be a royal, amani loyal, whatever. Be a that one. Be a royal employee. No one should even dictate that this girl is leaving or this man is leaving. And if you have a replacement, maybe you can have a discussion with your boss. Are you going to leave your work to someone who is already in the office, or you can help them onboard someone who will take up your role, or they'll be okay without you? Sometimes you find you're not relevant in the organization. What you do is not even recognizable, so they may not need to get a replacement because you're leaving. So get to know who will take up your job. Then slowly by slowly show them this is how you do things. If you need to introduce them to your customers or to the agents or to the bank or financial or suppliers, slowly by slowly start telling people, by the way, as you write to me, kindly be copying Maria because she's taking over from me in the near future. After you sign the letter, the next thing you do is have a discussion with your boss. Even if he's the reason you're resigning, don't say that. Go have a talk with him, hold one-on-one conversation. He should be the first person to know. At least give him that respect. Tell him, I intend to resign and this is would be my interested last working days. And during my exit, I plan to do this and this. I have some pending work. How will you support me in my transition process? So let him be the first one to know. Then at that point, he'll be able to guide you, tell him you are open to negotiations, or get to see his reaction. Probably he has also been wanting you to go. So he'll not even give you the option of a counter offer. After you've agreed with your boss and he's now aware that you want to leave, go and maybe write an email or draft the resignation letter. Never let your boss know through hearsay. No. He's your referee in future. He might be called by your current employer to seek some information. So if you don't give him that kashima kidogo, you need to sign out of the organization. Probably you've logged into your personal email. You don't want people to see your YouTube history. You have some personal items you took to the office. You've been having shoes especially us ladies, we keep our heels in the office. So you don't have to carry them every other evening. So you take those personal property home. And if there is something, maybe a car or your keys or anything that is personal now has to be taken home before your last day so that you also don't forget. And in return, start handing over what belongs to the organization. Give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Don't steal from your employer. If you are entrusted with stationery or you are entrusted with maybe a company mobile phone or the extension, start returning it. Maybe you have a laptop bag, you have staplers, you have paper punches, you have been entrusted with a particular safe or a cabinet, you have medical cards, you have maybe car park card. Start returning those things that belong to the company way before your last working days. You don't want to forget anything. Unless you're those people who like working during the last minute, for me, I would advise you start handing over things that don't belong to you early in advance. You only remain with what is extremely necessary for you to perform the job, because things like the laptop or the personal computer, that is one thing you're going to give back on your last working day. At the same time, if there are people who need to sign off you, maybe the administration, maybe the finance manager, because you have a loan and you know the loan is guaranteed by your payslip, so get in touch with your bank, let them know I'm leaving and this is the arrangement of paying my loan, or you can recover this loan from my pension. Yeah, that's it. Some companies require that you hold an exit interview because they want to know where you are going. They want to find the details of where you are going. You also need a recommendation letter. So schedule that interview maybe with your HR, with your boss. And as much as don't need the job, I said remain positive, say good things about your organization. Do not trash your employer, even if you know they are trashable. Be very optimistic in your exit interview. Fill the necessary details. If there are forms that need to be filled for you to exit, fill them early in advance. If there is money that the company owes you, let it be known, or get those details. Like some organization, once you resign, you are removed from payroll. Even if you work for the entire 1 month, they'll not pay you. So get clear guidelines on when will you expect your money after you leave. Is it going to take a month, or will they pay you immediately? Because at times, depending on the nature of organization, they may even never pay you. So you need to have some backup. You need to get those details. And as I say, when you leave the organizations, people are less likely to attend to your matters. So you need to plan yourself way before you exit while you're still an employee of that organization. Otherwise, you may be surprised that you're still following up on your last month dues 4 months later because no one really cares. And people have some kind of pain when they are paying money out, especially to someone who is no longer adding value to them. Also, it's time to start telling your colleagues goodbye. If you need to thank your boss for helping you scale your career to the next level, if there's that special colleague of yours who you feel you need to appreciate because they've been with you through thick and thin, they've been helping you handle difficult conversations or difficult emails or difficult clients. If you need to tell other departments like the customer service you're leaving, it is time to do so. If you need to buy someone lunch as a way of thanking them, schedule for that. If there are people you think they're supposed to know in person, they don't expect the last email from your HR saying you're no longer their employee, please let them know. At times, your employer may not be willing to release you. So if your main concern was money or the title, he will say, or she, how about we give you a counter offer? If you are getting 50,000 in your other organization, they cannot give you 50. It has to be something reasonable. So maybe they add like 10,000 or 15,000 over and above what your new employer is offering. By the way, do not be promised, then they don't act until your last day of going. Give them maybe a period. If you've given 1 month notice and they want to give you a counter offer, remember you will now have new terms as a new employee as much as you've resigned. So let them maybe in 2 weeks time get to know how much am I going to be paid. Do you have that new letter? Because you may be promised by word of mouth and you end up losing because the organization is different, or maybe the management may not approve the decision to keep you, or they may not afford to pay you the amount you're requesting. So get that new counter offer letter early in advance, and so that you are also able to tell the other employer you will not be reporting to their place of work. Don't give last minute notice that you're supposed to report today, then a day like yesterday is when you start saying I'll no longer be able to come, because you may reject that offer and they say, okay, where is the problem? We did give you enough money, we can add. So usiache watu kwa mataa, na pia usiwekwe kwa mataa by employer telling you they are going to give you a counter offer. But to be safe, always, as I said in the beginning, ensure you first of all signed the counter offer letter. Not the counter offer, you've signed your new employment letter before you announce your resignation here. So you'll basically be serving your notice as you await for them to give you favorable terms. If the terms are okay and you are happy with them, then you can choose to stay. And if you are looking for an opportunity to grow, then being offered a counter offer is not the best. Because at times it's not about money, it's about I'm looking into gaining more experience in diverse industries or in different organizations. So if I continue to stay here for so long, it is not adding value to me as a career person. And by the way, most people who give their resignation and they are given a counter offer, they will rarely stay for more than 1 year, because from the word go, they wanted to leave. So you offer them some little money so that they can stay a little bit longer, but they still continue pursuing job applications. Finally, you need to write an email, tell your colleagues goodbye, thank everyone as much as you had already told them in person. Tell them now, I'm now leaving. You don't announce where you are going. Let them find out after you have reported. Sio kila mtu anakutakia mema. So it is not fine. And unless on your very last day, that is when you can tell people, or people who you really trust, you can be able to tell them, I'm going next door. I'm going in a different country. I actually resigned because I'm pregnant, because my husband wants me to stay at home. So, but career people will rarely resign to stay at home. They resign because they are looking for better offers, they are looking for more pay, they are looking for growth, they are looking to pursue adventures in various segments of their career. You also ensure you don't continue using your employer's medical cards. Make sure you've been signed out of the domain so that you don't keep on seeing their emails or stuff related to that organization. Thank people for the memories and the experience that they offered you. Then before you transition to the next job, give yourself like 2 or 3 days to rest and have some leave days. I'll emphasize once more, do not burn bridges. Even if your employer was very toxic, that is not what you go preaching outside here. Don't be a pessimistic person. Don't badmouth anyone. Live on a good note, because the ending of something is better than the beginning. And as you grow in the corporate hierarchy, you might find yourself coming back to the same organization as a CEO or as a GMD. So are you going to talk bad about someone who has a potential to re-employ you in the future? Definitely no. So usigongagonge mlango ukitoka ama ukagongesha miguu, kwa sababu unaweza rudi na mambo huko nje pia. You may think the grass is greener on the other side. Then when you reach there, you realize actually the grass is dry. It was more greener where I was. And you start looking for opportunities to see if they can absorb you back, because the environment was friendly. We at times don't appreciate what we have because we've not been on the other shoe. Then once you wear the shoe, you realize it's actually not fitting you. It is better you be satisfied with what you are currently having. So never ever burn bridges. Live professionally, live respectably, and live in good harmony with everyone. And by the way, you also need to seek forgiveness if you ever wronged someone in that organization or your paths crossed. If someone wronged you, it is high time you now approach them and you tell them, by the way, I didn't like the way you treated me on various occasions, but I forgive you. Or if you know you wronged someone, it is high time you seek forgiveness, so that when you meet on the streets with your former colleagues, you don't look backwards because you don't want to meet them. You meet, you hug, you have some good time, because they'll now become your friends. They are the people who are going to refer you to new jobs. They are the people you're going to use as referees in the future. And again, because we spend most of our times in the office, ex-colleagues can be converted into long-time friends. So take care on how you live. I only need 6 people to get to 350 subscribers. We are currently at 344. I need to get to 350. You know, when we were schooling, we used to say 350 is the cut point for being admitted to a provincial school. And because you cannot afford to watch my content and you refuse to subscribe, and it doesn't cost you anything, I'm kindly requesting you to press that subscription button. You also hit the bell and put the notification on, so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be among the first people to be notified. It's been fun talking about resigning. I hope those people who are looking for jobs, God will grant the desires of your heart. Then you'll come back to watch this video, because you will have to resign. So until next time, it has been amazing. Enjoy the video, like it, and share me out. Adios. Thank you.